headset in the studio. All right, we are cool to go. We do not.
1 minute for your upload. Is that one? We got a mic check from Lisa.
Lizette, give me a mic check.
What's that? Mic check? Mic check, that's it?
She's on with it.
Wait,
Oh.
mic check?
Does Lizette have her IPN?
Hello?
Okay, we're trying to get a mic check
Hello?
from Lizette. She's trying to.
Hello?
Kill her because it's 15 seconds.
Okay. Okay.
10 seconds.
All right.
Her mic seems to work.
It's working.
I like it.
She just
In
her IPN.
5, 4,
Turn on your mic.
3, 2, 1.
Right now at 5, a holiday tragedy.
This one.
Tonight, new details on a devastating house fire in Miami. Caught on camera, gunfire shatters a
See
silent
what they were
night.
going to
It's
do to you?
Christmas Eve just after midnight.
That one
It's
mic,
very
huh?
concerning.
Police are now looking for
Good thing I
Getting
knew.
up through tomorrow before a strong cold front moves in this weekend. Get ready to break out your sweaters and jackets.
plus a horrific stench. Raw sewage in the streets with no end in sight. What frustrated residents are doing about it. CBS 4 News at 5 starts right now.
There's the open. Sound under next.
This is CBS 4 News at 5.
You have 1
Right
minute
now
for
at
your
5,
upload.
a South Florida family torn by tragedy.
4 gorgeous,
They randomly just put up the banner like
full
that.
of life,
Okay.
intelligent, amazing children.
3 next. No music either.
We took a loss.
Another child
This is
has
game
died
two,
after
which is
getting
weird.
trapped inside a raging house fire. Now a community is banding together to help.
Okay, cute.
Oh, it's just really
Crews have
low.
not said what caused Monday's house fire.
Today, some family members returned to the home to salvage what's left. CBS 4's Joan Marie is live in Miami with what they're saying about such a devastating loss. Joan?
And Jones up.
Well, what an emotional time for this family. They came back to the home just a short time
Everybody's just
ago.
going back
They are
from vacation.
grieving for the loss
Package
of these
next.
4 children and say they really need the community support to make it through this unspeakable tragedy. Meanwhile, I talked to the City of Miami Fire Rescue today and was told that the State Fire Marshal's office is assisting them in determining the cause of this fire that swept through the home on Monday.
Yeah, package up.
A grieving family of 4 children who died after a smoky fire filled their home on Northwest VP Terrace returned Thursday to retrieve belongings. The 4 children between the ages of 1 and 11 were pulled from the home late Monday morning. 3 died at the hospital. The 8-year-old died New Year's Day.
4 gorgeous, smart, full of life, intelligent, amazing children. We took a loss. Community took a loss. The future took a loss. These kids were pride and joy of this family. And
One minute.
we mourned. We mourned. We're heartbroken. There's not too many words I can say right now.
Their uncle, Chris Fernandez, went to thank neighbors who tried to rescue the children from the burning home, but the smoke was too thick. Aladacio Brasino says he will never forget seeing paramedics try to administer CPR to the 4 children.
I would have given my
Just
life
burned too, like.
to try to save them out, and nothing could have been done.
A GoFundMe page has been set up to help with burial expenses. Ms. Fernandez said the family needs community support through this unimaginable tragedy.
I just asked for some well wishes, some
Stand.
some love and some support.
Yeah.
And the best way to help is to go to the GoFundMe page. You can find a link on our webpage, cbsmiami.com. We'll have much more hearing from this uncle, this grieving uncle at 6 o'clock. Reporting live in Miami,
Mike's
Bill Murray,
open.
CBS 14.
Simply heartbreaking. Joan, thank you for that report. New details tonight. Crews continue to make repairs on the numerous sewer line breaks in Fort Lauderdale. For the past few weeks, at least 6 sewer lines have broken in several neighborhoods, including Rio Vista, Victoria Park, and Coral Ridge Country Club Estates. Thousands of gallons of raw sewage are spilled into the streets in those neighborhoods. Residents are being told to stay away from standing water and avoid all recreational water activities. Residents have been voicing their frustrations with city officials, and a protest is being planned. Coming up on CBS 4 News at 6, CBS 4's Carrie Cox speaks with one of the organizers. FBNL crews are working to restore power for residents in a Pompano Beach neighborhood. A semi-truck ran into power poles and power lines this morning, leaving 42 homes near Northwest 19th Street and 28th Terrace with no electricity. The knocked over power lines caused trees and wires to fall on homeowners' driveways and lawns. Some residents told us about the mess they woke up to.
It was pretty much a disaster. So we were out here on our phones and trying to see them
Video
and
continues
not
as
step
is.
on wires because you never knew. Oh my gosh.
Cute.
The driver was given 2 citations for careless driving and failing to complete a driver vehicle inspection report. Crews say power is expected to be restored later this evening. Right now at 5, a live look outside at a beautiful start to the new year with a cooler change on the way.
CBS 4 meteorologist Lisette Gonzalez is tracking the latest for us. Lisette.
Yes, it was another gorgeous day, Rita Bay and Elliott. In fact, a wonderful day to be out on the beach. If you had the chance to get outside and enjoy tons of sunshine, here's a current view from our Windjammer Resort camera, Lauderdale by the Sea. The sun is getting ready to set. Our temperature is coming down just a bit, but still in the upper 70s for Miami and Fort Lauderdale, 80 degrees in Key West, and the radar on satellite has been quiet. Not a drop of rain today, and just a few clouds right now as we do have that southeast breeze with us. But check out the atmospheric moisture forecast. So we are staying dry as we get into tomorrow for your Friday. The rain chance remains over, but look at all of the green indicating plenty of moisture on the way associated with a front that is going to pass through, and that will provide for some showers and possible storms Saturday before drier, colder air arrives. So yes, as we head into tomorrow, warmer and very humid ahead of the front, the cold front sweeps through Saturday, so those showers and storms, especially in the afternoon and evening, and then by Sunday, a chilly blast. You're going to need to bundle up in the morning as lows will fall to the 50s and highs will be in the upper 60s. I'll let you know how long that cooler air will stick around in my complete forecast ahead.
Thank you, Lisette. Caught on camera, a surreal surveillance video from Miami Beach shows the moment a man chases after a Jeep and opens fire, trying to shoot the terrified passengers inside. The shooting happened on Christmas Eve, and now police need your help to find him and the woman he was with.
CBS 4's Peter Dench is live for us on Miami Beach with the very latest on the search. Peter.
Full.
Well, Elliott and Rita Bay Miami Beach Police spokesman officer Ernesto Rodriguez tells me he is very concerned about the incident that happened right here at this intersection. He says it could have easily turned deadly for the 2 victims inside the Jeep that was fired at. Now there are new images of 2 people who police are looking for. It is a surreal and haunting image as a black Jeep pulls away. Miami Beach police say surveillance tape captures a man firing multiple shots as he runs after that vehicle.
It's Christmas Eve just after midnight. It's very concerning. 14th Street, Washington Avenue, Miami Beach. Again, over what appears to be a minor traffic crash. Multiple shots fired. We need to find the people involved.
Officer Ernesto Rodriguez says the shooting stemmed from a dispute.
The victims appear to be from a parking spot and grazed a parked vehicle. The owner of that parked vehicle, or an occupant of that parked vehicle, is later seen chasing these victims down with the gun in hand, firing multiple shots at that victim's vehicle. Bullets actually struck that vehicle. Thankfully, the impact of that bullet was absorbed by the vehicle's door, which only left a bruise on the female passenger's side.
Rodriguez says police know who they are looking for.
Now what we're looking for is
Weather
a
dash
male
from
and a
T's
female,
119
black male,
T
black
dash.
female, who are seen in a still image moments before this shooting occurred. And we're looking to identify them. Detectives want to speak to them and understand exactly what happened here December 24th, just after midnight at the intersection of 14th Street and Washington Avenue.
It's not known why the suspect lost his temper.
This appears to have started over some sort of parking dispute or a minor traffic crash, and it ended in a shooting. Thankfully, the victim in this case wasn't severely injured. However, this could have ended much worse.
Now, the two victims in this case told me they both did not want to say anything right now. Police say they fled from the scene in their car out of fear. If you can help police with this case, call them or Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers at 305-471-TIPS. We're live in Miami Beach. Peter Dash, CBS 4 News.
Peter, thank you for that report. New at 5, investigators in Oakland Park need your help to find a man wanted for murder. It happened back on November 17th along the 200 block of East Oakland Park Boulevard. Police want to identify this man last seen driving in a white pickup truck. The victim's family is offering up to $2,000 for anyone with information that will lead to an arrest. Call
I don't have Crime Stoppers file.
At 954-493-TIPS.
Trouble on the tarmac for a small plane in Pembroke Pines. Chopper 4 over North Perry Airport. You can see the aircraft skidded off the runway. Officials say the landing gear collapsed, causing the plane to skid into the grass. 2 people were on board, but it's unknown if there were any injuries. The FAA is investigating. The family of a Lauderhill teen is demanding answers after the 16-year-old drowned while being chased by police. Damian Martin died last March. He and several other teens were pulled over by Sunrise Police, who suspected they were in a stolen vehicle. Investigators say as Martin ran from police, he jumped into a canal and drowned. The family wants to know why police didn't jump in to save him when they saw he was in trouble.
Sounds up.
He was a good kid. He did not deserve this. And I want to know why he was in LA. Why nobody didn't do anything? Why they sat there watching drown?
An internal affairs report said, quote,
Animation to
while fleeing, he decided to enter a waterway where, based solely on his actions, he became a drowning victim. It goes on to say, I determined the officers made the grim yet indisputably correct decision not to enter the water. It is clear that if they had, they would have put their own lives in peril. The family is filing an intent to sue, hoping to get more information from police. And now to the Trump presidency, and the U.S. military is again beefing up its presence in the Middle East amid rising tensions between the U.S. and Iran.
CBS 4's Natalie Brand has more details from the Pentagon.
Defense Secretary Mark Esper says there are indications Shiite militias in Iraq are planning additional attacks. Esper briefed reporters off camera Thursday morning.
Do I think they may do something? Yes, and they will likely regret it.
The Pentagon has deployed 750 soldiers from the 82nd Airborne to the Middle East. An additional 3,000 are on alert and preparing to deploy.
It's not a show of force. It's a reinforcing capability that we can employ not just in Iraq, but throughout the region.
The move follows 2 days of violent protests where Iranian-backed demonstrators stormed the U.S. Embassy compound in Iraq. The protesters have dismantled their camp and moved on, but they left behind damaged buildings and possibly damaged relations between the U.S. and Iraq.
There's going to be a debate in the Iraqi parliament about whether the U.S. military should go home or not. That was the deal to get the protesters to withdraw.
The U.S. is still fighting ISIS in Iraq, and some are concerned a complete withdrawal from the country could hurt the war on terrorism.
It would be akin to the U.S. pulling out in 2011, which gave Al-Qaeda in Iraq, which ultimately became ISIS, a big boost. So we could see that whole thing play out.
We got the close-up tag on 2, and then we
the U.S. blamed Iranian-backed Shia militias for killing an American contractor in a missile strike on an Iraqi base last month. President Trump tweeted Iran will be held responsible for the attack on the embassy, but Iran's supreme leader taunted back, tweeting, "You can't do anything." Natalie Brand, CBS News, Arlington, Virginia.
Well, in Iran, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei appeared to deny responsibility for the strike that killed the American contractor, saying that if the Islamic Republic makes a decision to confront any country, it will do so directly. And President Trump will be in South Florida Friday, where he plans to launch an Evangelicals for Trump coalition. That coalition is expected to organize evangelicals from across the nation who support the president's re-election bid. The event tomorrow will be held at the King Jesus Church in Southwest Miami-Dade, and CBS 4 News crews, of course, will be there to cover it.
In campaign 2020, the field of Democratic candidates for president just got smaller. Julian Castro announced the end of his run. The former Obama housing secretary took to Twitter to thank his supporters and highlight his campaign efforts. Castro launched his campaign last January, but wasn't able to garner enough support in the polls or to raise enough money to make recent Democratic debates. He's the first Mexican-American to have sought the presidency. And look for much more on Campaign 2020 tonight on the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell. That's at 6:30 after CBS 4 News at 6.
And still ahead on CBS 4 News here at 5, violence against the Jewish community on the rise. Another anti-Semitic attack in New York, this one in Brooklyn, inside the hate crime investigation next.
As vaping illnesses continue to rise, tonight a new plan to ban flavored e-cigarettes.
Plus a new year and new challenges for firefighters in Australia.
And so.
Thank you for making CBS 4 South Florida's #1 newscast at 5.
And that's my old neighborhood where that happened. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Williamsburg. Doesn't look like Congress. For 123, the Wendy Truck Highway, I believe that is, let's see, Wyoming?
Yeah, near the border.
It's on the border of Colorado and Wyoming. One
45
minute.
for the sets, whether it.
Seconds.
20.
15 seconds.
10. Animation of 2 minutes.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue.
Now, 5, the NYPD's hate crime unit is investigating what appears to be another anti-Semitic attack. This one yesterday in Brooklyn.
It marks more than a dozen attacks on Jewish people in New York City alone since December 23rd. It also comes on the heels of a stabbing rampage that wounded 5 people celebrating the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah.
The family of Joseph Newman says the 72-year-old stabbing victim did not regain consciousness. On Wednesday, they released a graphic photo of his injury.
The doctors do not have high hopes for him. He may never be, if he wakes up, he may never be able to walk, talk, or even process speech again.
Newman was one of 5 people injured in last week's stabbing attack at a rabbi's home in Monsey, New York. 37-year-old Grafton Thomas has been charged with what prosecutors say is a hate crime.
Stand up and stop this hatred. It cannot keep going on.
The Hanukkah attack comes amid a string of violence against the Jewish community in the region, including an incident Wednesday in Brooklyn. Witnesses say 2 women yelled slurs at a Hasidic man on the street before one of the women assaulted him. Video appears to show the man defending himself.
It's unbelievable what's going on. This is a shame.
The NYPD on Wednesday shared surveillance video of another anti-Semitic attack in Brooklyn last week, which shows a group of people striking a 23-year-old Hasidic man over the head with a chair. Police now believe the group may also be connected to an attack on a 56-year-old Hasidic man in the same neighborhood. Mayor Governor Cuomo has directed police across the state to increase patrols in Orthodox Jewish neighborhoods.
Well, the Anti-Defamation League says there's been an almost 50% increase in anti-Semitic incidents nationwide between 2016 and 2018.
A judge in Texas has sided with a hospital that plans to remove an 11-month-old girl from life support against her mother's wishes. The mother of Tinsley Lewis had asked the judge to issue an injunction to ensure that Cook
Animation of 3 next.
take the baby off life support. But this morning, the judge ruled in favor of the hospital. Doctors say the little girl's condition will never improve and that even changing her diaper causes her pain. Her mother said the decision should be hers to make. She's expected to appeal.
Tonight, incredible video shows high winds forcing an Amazon Prime delivery truck off the road and nearly flipping over. You can see the back of the trailer swaying as gusts of wind push it from side to side before a strong gust forces it out of its lane and right through the median. It happened on the border between Colorado and Wyoming. The driver had to cut the wheel hard to keep the semi-truck from flipping over. Luckily, no one was hurt. And officials in Washington State spent their New Year's Eve digging vehicles out of a tomb of tumbling tumbleweeds. Strong winds
Animation of
onto a highway, bringing trouble to a complete stop. The tickets were piled as high as 30 feet in some parts, and it took crews 10 hours to get travelers back on the trail.
Now, CBS 4 weather with meteorologist Lisette Gonzalez.
Happy Thursday, second day of 2020 in the books, and it was nice weather-wise, right? The camera's shaking a little bit here as we look from our CBS 4 camera draw towards the Miami skyline because the breeze has picked up, and we're just seeing a few clouds, and we're mainly dry. And taking a look at the high today in Miami, 81 degrees, but we did wake up to a cool start with the 60s. Normally our high should be right around 76 degrees, and we'll get there as we get into the weekend. In fact, we'll be below normal by Sunday due to that chilly change on the way. Fort Lauderdale had a high of 79 degrees. We woke up to 62 in Key West, a high 82, and the low 75. Radar and satellite quiet with just a few clouds, not seeing any rain in sight. And the wind out of the southeast, 13 miles an hour is what's keeping us on the warmer side right now with the upper 70s, 77 in Fort Lauderdale and Miami, 79 Southwest Ranches, 80 degrees in Marathon and Key West. 40s for Atlanta, DC, New York City, and Boston, Chicago, 30s in Minneapolis and Bismarck, 60s in Texas right now, yet 30s and 40s across parts of the Four Corners region right now, 60s in Vegas and LA. Pacific Northwest dealing with a storm system as well as some snow into parts of the northern Rockies. But the big story today has been this mess across the Gulf Coast states with threat for severe weather damaging gusty winds and tornadoes, especially across the Mississippi Delta and the central Gulf Coast. We'll continue to see that threat as we head into the evening hours. They're just getting drenched right now. For us tonight, not as cool. We'll see lows in the low 70s with clouds around. Tomorrow, still a great day to get outside. It'll just be a little warmer and humid with highs in the low 80s and partly sunny skies. A rain chance low for boaters. Winds southeast 10 to 15 knots, seas 2, and moderate chop on the bays. That'll be changing though. Our winds will be increasing as we head into the weekend, and that will lead to hazardous marine conditions. Small craft advisory is expected to be issued. Seas building Saturday morning, peaking Sunday morning due to a front passing. Seas will be about 7 to 10, occasionally up to 11 feet. So yes, for us, we are under the influence of high pressure, providing for a tropical weather pattern through tomorrow, but will be warmer. And then Saturday, showers and storms possible, and then temperatures will be falling throughout Saturday night, plummeting in fact as we're going to see lows falling to the 50s by Sunday
Alright,
morning.
stand
You'll
by.
need
Elliot will be
jackets and
next on
sweaters.
too.
Highs only in the upper 60s, could be even colder Monday morning with the low 50s and upper 40s inland, highs in the low 70s, so that cooler air sticks around to early next week.
Lisette, thank you. Now at 5, time to wave
Tunes up.
goodbye to the holiday season, and with it, West Palm Beach's Sandy Holiday Tree. Crews brought out the heavy equipment to take down the sand tree in downtown West Palm Beach. The centerpiece, made from 700 tons of sand, had been on display since last month. It'll take the crew about 3 or 4 days to remove all the sand, which will then be repurposed for next year's tree.
Still ahead, an alarming new study reveals hidden dangers in your home. Products that have been recalled for safety aren't being returned because people don't know about them. The potential dangers.
Caught on camera, a man shot in the street, barely makes it to a grocery store for help. Inside the investigation next.
Plus, the Trump administration's new plan to ban flavored e-cigarettes. Next.
Sounds up.
I'm Carly Barnett in the CBS 4 studios.
Break
Tomorrow
is
on
next.
CBS 4 this morning, an all-new Heroes Among Us will be the United States Coast Guard culinary specialist named the Sailor of the Quarter for his humanitarian efforts in the Bahamas in response to Hurricane Dorian. That and more when you join us starting at 4:30 here on CBS 4.
And break. With camera one, can you tilt down a little bit and a little bit to the right? Just save that shot. That's the bump end shot. Thank you. $30.
30 seconds.
$15.
15 seconds.
10.
10, 9, 8, 7,
5,
6,
4,
5, 4,
2,
1.
Now, CBS 4 News Health Alert. The Trump administration announcing a new policy that will prohibit fruit, candy, mint, and dessert flavors from small cartridge-based e-cigarettes that are popular with high school students.
The one thing the ban doesn't include is the sale of menthol or tobacco flavors. CBS 4 consumer investigative correspondent Anna Werner has the latest.
Thank you.
This policy is one that was dictated by the e-cigarette industry.
Yeah, some of these supers are not gonna be
For
right.
tobacco-free
No?
kids.
So,
Let's cut something out real quick, so,
But leaving
we
menthol and
just follow
tobacco
this for
vaping
you.
products on the market is dangerous.
Menthol cigarettes are used by more than half of all kids as a starter product.
His group says 1/3 of all e-cigarette users in the U.S. are middle and high school students, and 97% of kids use flavored pods.
We'll be taking it off the flavors for a period of time, certain flavors.
President Trump hinted at the ban this week.
We're going to protect our families, we're going to protect our children, and we're going to protect the industry.
A few months ago, we spoke to 18-year-old Chance Amarada, whose doctor believes his vaping may have contributed to a lung injury.
I never thought that I'd be addicted, and I'm sure every other teenager or young adult would say the same exact thing.
The Centers for Disease Control counts more than 2,500 cases of people hospitalized with e-cigarette or vaping-associated lung injury and 55 deaths. The CDC says the chemical vitamin E acetate found in some vaping products is closely associated with the deaths and illnesses.
Some people could have used our product.
In August, Tony DeCoppel sat down with then Juul CEO Kevin Burns.
What do you say to those families, those parents, about their teens using this product?
As I've said this before, I'm sorry that their kids are using the product. We never intended for our product to be used by them.
Some vape shop owners worry a ban will hurt their businesses. Arizona vape shop co-owner Scout Stubbs says she's already expanding to health products to offset a drop in sales.
Here's
If we just enforce the laws we already have or maybe beef them up, have some marketing restrictions, there are solutions
And
out
then
there to
Matthew
combat
Myers will be
uses that don't
I don't have any more
involve
CTs.
natural products.
Myers disagrees.
This is not an issue about jobs, this is an issue about the health of our nation's children.
Anna Warner,
Stand by
CBS
one.
News, New York.
And Q.
The American
Two
Baking
next.
Association responded in a statement saying that banning flavors and closed systems will result in more adults smoking conventional cigarettes. Juul, the market leader, declined to comment.
Well, if you're a smoker, mark U-Haul on the
BO.
list of potential employers. The company says it will stop hiring people who use nicotine in 21 states, including
Animation of
Florida.
W next.
Those states allow an employer to decline to hire someone based on their nicotine use. Policy will not apply to current employees. U-Haul will implement the new standard February 1st.
Now at 5:30, the search is on to find the person who shot a man and left him to die. The victim survived, running to a nearby grocery store for help before collapsing.
CBS 4's Real Creighton is outside that store with new surveillance video. Police hope will help track down a suspect.
Thank you, Joe.
Watch the upper part of your screen. Surveillance video outside of a corner store captures as a man appears to jog, then walk quickly down the sidewalk on the opposite side of the street. What you can't see is that he's been shot. A short time later, only his arm visible. as
Can you
survivor
give me that
police
sunset on camera 12,
to the
please?
blast outside the store.
Microwave.
Number 4 above Northwest 12th Street in First Place as crime tape circles the block. It was 5 in the morning when officers say they were called here to report of a man unconscious on the ground.
He was most likely shot somewhere else and walked or ran here.
Cops said they followed a blood trail that seemed to be coming from this nearby apartment complex. They know very little else, not even where he was actually shot.
We have no witnesses, no leads at this time. That's why we are reaching out to the public to get more information.
The victim, described as a man in his early 40s with a gunshot wound to his upper body, rushed to the hospital where he underwent surgery Thursday morning. They say he's critical.
This is just the second day of the year, and to start off like this doesn't feel good.
Investigators say at this point they have not been able to interview the victim, and you just heard
Animation
they have very little
to
to
3
go on. They
OTS.
say they're asking for anyone with information to give them a call. Number of Crime Stoppers is 305-471 tips. Do not have to give your name. In Overtown,
Stand
Real
by.
Creighton, CBS 4 News.
And Q.
Now new at 5:30, Miami Beach police are searching for 2 suspects after
BO
a New
next.
Year's Day armed robbery. Police say 4 men went inside a victim's car while he was in it and stole his leather jacket and
Close
his
up
bag
next,
with a
guys.
passport and cash. They forced the victim out of the car and drove off. Police spotted the car and began to chase it until the driver crashed into a stop sign at 62nd Street and Alton Road. 22-year-old John Epps and 19-year-old Ronnie McGrevy were arrested. 2 others ran off. Epps and McGrevy are now being held without bond and are facing charges of armed robbery and burglary. The Hollywood man accused of stabbing his father to death will not be getting out of jail anytime soon.
Mr. Hall, you're charged with premeditated murder. No bond. Court finds probable cause.
Q.
Broward County judge told Jamal Hall that he will remain locked up on a first-degree
One
murder
OTS
charge. Police
next.
say he stabbed his father, Malik Hall, several times on Monday night and then led officers on a high-speed chase into Miami-Dade County and back to Broward on the turnpike. Officers say he even tried to ram a trooper's cruiser. The chase came to an end when FHP was able to use a pit maneuver, causing the car to spin out of control.
At 5:30, a homeless man, police say, attacked a woman in Miami Beach, is under arrest tonight. Police say the victim was on the beach by herself on Christmas night when 24-year-old Robert Wrights approached her and tried to force her to perform sex acts on him. She was able to get away and ran to her hotel to call for help. She told police she thought she had grabbed her cell phone from the sand, but she actually grabbed Wrights' wallet, so police were able to find him and make that arrest. Nick Gordon, the ex-boyfriend of Bobby Christina Brown, has died 3 days after he was found liable for her death. Gordon was dating Brown, the daughter of the late Whitney Houston and singer Bobby Brown, when she was found unresponsive in a bathtub in 2015. A year later, Gordon was found legally responsible for Brown's death in a civil case. Gordon died on New Year's Day from an apparent drug overdose.
And now, all new at 5:30, hundreds of South Florida Kmart and Sears store employees will lose their jobs next month. 88 people will be laid off at the Kmart on Oakland Park Boulevard in Hollywood and 80 at the Sears store on Southwest 112th Avenue in Miami. The layoffs come after the store's holding company announced 96 store closures for Sears and Kmart's across the country. Affected positions include cashiers, merchandisers, and auto technicians. And now 5:30, a warning from the government about a possible hidden danger in your home.
From dressers to appliances, hundreds of household items get recalled every year, but experts say 90% of homeowners never even return the products because they often don't know about the recalls.
Package up.
College student Sophia Miranda is on a mission to warn families across the country.
I don't think anyone thinks this is something that would happen to them.
A fire broke out in her family's basement in 2018 when a dehumidifier spontaneously lit on fire. No one was home except for the family dog Bubba, who died from smoke inhalation.
Definitely a big part of our family. It's just really sad to still even talk about it.
What Sophia's family didn't know is that the maker of the dehumidifier has recalled its machine, and millions like it because of the fire danger.
It's a very, very difficult problem indeed.
Joe Martiak is with the Consumer Product Safety Commission. He says his agency announces a recall about 300 times a year, but around 90% of the public never returns the product, often because they just don't know about it.
We have over 15,000 categories of products. It touches everyone's lives in some way, whether it's clothing or furniture or children's products and toys, sports equipment, electronic equipment.
You can go to cpsc.gov to see which products are under recall. You can also sign up for notifications, and when you buy a new product, it's important to register it with the maker and provide your contact information.
It's so important because when a recall happens, the manufacturer can notify you the best way.
Sophia started a Facebook page called Bubba Barks Back, warning about the recall danger.
That's why we're trying to get the word out as to how other
Two
people at
will
this
be
point.
next. Stand by.
She wants to prevent another family going through what she did.
And Q.
Still ahead on CBS 4 News at 5:30, Mariah Carey gets hacked for the holidays. The Christmas gift the singer did not want is trending now. We'll unwrap it for you next.
And are you feeling a lot more tired today than usual? You're definitely not alone, and we'll tell you why.
Sounds up.
Look at all our delicious food here at Casa Sensei.
Hold on, it's live here.
You got it. Animation is sound next.
And it's coming your way. A pork child has died after a smoky house fire.
Sound next.
Every company is speaking for the first time. And you're in Miami. That story is all news. It's straight ahead.
Sounds
A
up.
family wanting to know if race played a role in the death of a 16-year-old